What's up guys, my name's Henry. I'm from HNC Home Services. I'm one of the founders here. And we're basically an exterior cleaning company based out of Toronto, the beaches area. So a little bit about our company. I'm one of the founders. My other business partner named Cyprian. I've known this guy for like maybe 20 years now. We've been like childhood friends for like a really long time, and we actually worked at two companies before this. So we did door-to-door sales, and then after that we ended up in the same renovation company. So that's kind of how we came up with HNC Home Services. We were looking for a good way to get started, and that was the door-to-door aspect. And then since we did renovations, a lot of this stuff seemed rather easy for us and up our alley. This is why we're doing this kind of stuff. So today what we're doing is washing and the sanding, but now we're staining all the fences, the decks, even the hot tub for one of our customers. We have a three-stage process. Basically, the first thing what we're gonna do is clean off all the debris, obviously the mold, algae, that kind of stuff that builds up on the deck. For that, we make our own dilution, but we use sodium percarbonate. It's a bleach, oxygen bleach. It also kills algae, mold, and that kind of stuff. After we clean it though, what we use is oxalic acid, and that essentially like brings back like a nice tan color to the wood, and it brightens it out entirely. And then that's our cleaning process. After we're done cleaning, what we do is we run usually a two-stage sand, mostly in areas that really need it. The rest of it's just fine sand. So we range anywhere from like a 40 to 60 grit on the harsher areas where, you know, if somebody's walking on the deck, they're gonna get a splinter. And then after that, what we do, we wanna wait 48 hours because usually after we wash, wood gets waterlogged, right? So once the water settles into the wood, it takes a little time for it to fully come out and evaporate. So 48 hours is usually like the minimum. And yeah, we have to play with the elements. Sometimes it rains on us halfway through the project. We got to call it quits for a couple days and then get back to it. So my thoughts on the fence armor brush. I really like it, honestly. It's got a really nice soft bristle. Another thing I really like about it is that it holds stain really well. So if I dip it and get a good amount of stain in, at first it's dripping, but if I tilt it over like this, it basically has no drip, and it gives you enough time to apply on any surface. And then if you notice, there's the drip. So as soon as you lean it over, it starts dripping. Lean it up, no drip. And that's honestly like a key aspect of keeping your environment nice and clean, because if you're working with vertical surfaces like fences, and then there's all sorts of stuff around it like hardscape, that kind of thing, you don't want to damage the property. So I like to hold it like this sometimes just to really brush it in and be able to apply the pressure I want. Another thing with staining is like the wood will kind of tell you when it's ready. If you notice puddles, that means that either you applied too much or you haven't spread it enough. If you spread it and the puddle's still there, that means that it's time to move on to the next plank, right? Because it won't penetrate further. It could only get this far.
How did you even come across fence armor?
So when we first started, me and my business partner, we have like this like mindset that we really want to figure out a service before we even like entertain the idea of it. So what we did is like we were like networking in the industry when we were just getting started, and we met this guy. So shout out to AR Property Solutions. Adam knows who he is, and he referred us to fence armor. He was like, hey, you gotta go to the source, and that's what fence armor was. For the price and the quality, it just was amazing. So yeah, we went in, Al took us in, treated us very like professionally, like we felt like we were on like Dragon's Den, which is funny because he actually was there. So yeah, we had a really good experience. Al like thoroughly explained all the products and services that he offers, and yeah, we're just like happy to work with this brand. It feels like it's something that we want on our website. We want the badge, and we want the product to make our customers happy too.